Hello, everyone. Ashley here, chiming in from San Francisco. Thank you for being part of our fifth Twitter space. We're also grateful to everyone who joins us live and to those who take the time to listen to the recordings as well. So thank you for being here. Last week, we had a few technical issues, so we've decided to revisit the topics that we touched on last week for our fifth Twitter space today. Last week, we had Menthol's growth maverick, Daniel, providing us with invaluable insights into community building, and Amir, who always provides insights into Menthol Protocol. Today, we will have Daniel revisit topics from last week, and Amir, who will speak on features of the protocol and more updates with the project. But first, I'd like to introduce Menthol's very own carbon expert, Miche. Hello, Miche. Welcome. And if you don't mind giving us a brief intro about yourself and your past experience, that would be awesome.
I think Miche is still here as a listener, so we have to get the technical set right. Perhaps we can start and go with Daniel till Miche is ready.
Great. Daniel, please take it away.
Awesome. GM, everyone from the heart of South America, Bolivia. Thank you, Ashley, for our governance queen for the amazing intro. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited to speak about the Menthol Force. But first, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you for the amazing work, long hours, and efforts we're putting as a team. It's just incredible. I learned so much from this team, and every single day, I love how every person contributes with an insane amount of passion, time, and dedication. We're growing hard on Menthol. We're working hard on Menthol, and we want to make the community involved in every department, and from engineering to marketing, and also to make a huge impact in the refi space, along with our partners.
Awesome. Thank you, Daniel. I'm super excited to hear about Menthol Force and learn a little more about it. With your years of experience within the growth and community realm, I'm sure you've been part of and witnessed many similar attempts at building community-first programs. At a high level, what inspired you to develop the Menthol Force?
Thank you, Ashley. When I discovered Web3 2.5 years ago, I decided to deep dive into different projects to learn more about their products, communities, and it was just fascinating how communities got together to work for a purpose, for a mission, and the passion behind it. Since I'm an environmental and atmospheric scientist, I decided to search projects in the Web3 space, making a difference and an impact in fighting climate change. That's where I found Moss, Nori, ClimateDAO, the Earth Fund, and Menthol Protocol. I remember ClimateDAO was mainly the inspiration because they created a high-quality contributor program and a ton of highly qualified individuals from engineers to scientists joined Klima to contribute with their time, hard work, and dedication. And now you can see the amazing progress and growth they had.
Wow, Menthol's growth and community department is led by an environmental and I can't even say the word, Daniel, atmospheric scientist. So if our growth and community, maverick is a scientist, I would expect Menthol Force to have a few of those along with us. But thank you, Daniel, for that impassioned section on why you became so involved within Web3 and community building. But now I'd like to get into the nuts and bolts of the program. Daniel, if someone is interested in taking part in the program, where should we direct them?
Yes, our future contributors should go to mentholprotocol.com. It's under the community tab. You will be able to see what kind of individuals we're looking for and what you will do as a contributor. Also, the most important thing is the benefits you will have as a contributor. For example, you will have access to direct resources, guidance, and support from the team. also networking with like-minded individuals. The community will be a totally private. We will have a unique and private Discord channel and Telegram as well from different activities, contributions. For example, we will have a special guest from the refi space talking about the different projects and how we can help accelerate our fight for climate change. Then our contributors will have early access to our NFT releases. By the way, we are working in those at the moment. I'm going to say one thing, that they look so awesome, man. Our iTech is our Jedi. I mean, it's just amazing. It just creates stuff I don't even understand. So they look just incredible. Also, to touch a little bit about our NFTs, we are working really hard to provide amazing utilities to be as transparent as possible. I want to mention that we want to incentivize our contributors with giveaways, swag, and prizes. For example, a giveaway to NFT New York or ETH Latam or ETH Denver, all expenses paid for you and a friend, or also you can be with us in our annual mental meeting we're planning to do. And part of that is incentive program is to provide our cool token as well in the future.
Awesome. Thank you, Daniel. So Menthol's website is full of information and documentation that might be beneficial for prospects to review and familiarize themselves with the protocol, mission, and vision. For those listening, I think it would be a great idea and even beneficial to you if you want to take part in the contributor program, to really get to know the protocol as a whole. Community building is essential, but when building community, you really need to know the product that you stand by, and that Menthol has taken a lot of time really honing in and ensuring that we provide, an amazing product. Since we're on the topic of Menthol's website, I'd like to mention in reference to the Menthol Force that the website highlights the caliber of future Force contributors that Menthol Protocol is looking for. And could you briefly share with us the caliber of candidates Menthol Protocol is looking for to represent the project as a contributor?
Awesome, excellent question, Ashley. Well, it would differ for each department, but our basic requirements are to be a fighter against climate change, to be crazy about Web3 and refi, and also people who wants to join the refi space, and be a total region. Regions are people who are passionate about refi. And our core members of the ambassadors will be engineers, scientists, and people with a lot of experience in climate, environmental, and engineering. So with them, we can create new features, elaborate new ideas, and maybe reach places we didn't know they exist. So that's what Menthol is about. We want to gather a very strong community of contributors to help us reinforce the refi space, help other projects, work with our partners, our amazing partners, and make it successful, strong, and together with the refi community.
Awesome. Thanks, Daniel. So that's a good segue into what would we expect contributors, scientists, engineers, climate experts, what would we expect them to do?
Good question. I think it will depends on the department that they apply. For example, in our marketing department, we need help with content creation, writing blogs, making videos, editing videos, and basically creating a meaningful, creative, and informative content. Also the NFT artists, graphic designers in general as well. Then we need help in the partnership department, getting new partners and clients on board, for example, dApps, exchanges, NFT projects, and games. Basically, an advocate advocate the benefits and the impact we're generating to the climate positivity and to every project out there. Also referring us to potential integration. I want to mention that we will have a referral program for the contributors, and they will they will be compensated for these actions. Also, we have the engineering department where they can help us develop new products, new features, and are helping with our current products and so on. So it's quite exciting, to be honest, and can't wait to work alongside these contributors and our community for the same vision and purpose.
I'd have to agree. Working together is essential. Thanks, Daniel. So part of, the process to becoming a contributor is to apply. So we have an application, a form to which they answer a few questions. One of those questions hits on an individual's interactions on the social media platforms, Twitter, Discord, Telegram, and or LinkedIn. Is it a requirement to be part of those social media platforms, Daniel?
Yes, I would say yes, because we want to have a very close communication with our contributors in every angle. For example, it will help you as a contributor to have a mental badge in your LinkedIn, because it will further your career in the Web3 space. And also we can refer you to other projects. As I mentioned earlier, in Menthol, we're not just looking to mental success as a company, but the entire community and what we can do for them in the future. Also, for example, Twitter is very beneficial right now as well, because it's the number one tool in Web3. And also we are going to have weekly Twitter spaces with the team. Like, for example, now it's our fourth, and also events with our partners, and we're going to include our contributors very soon. And also, Discord and Telegram can be optional, but if you want, because some people don't like Discord or Telegram, but we'll host events in both. In my opinion, I'll have both to contribute and collaborate in both platforms.
Awesome, thanks, Daniel. Social media is key. I would have to agree. So back to the contributor application. Menthol Protocol focuses on refi, Web3, blockchain, community building, and sustainability, just to name a few. We really do touch on a lot of climate initiative. Would a contributor need to be an expert in either of these areas?
Not necessarily, but our core contributors need to have a certain level of expertise. Since we're working for Menthol to become a DAO, we need very strong foundations and transparency. We want to have a very strong structure at the beginning.
Awesome. I think I have one more question regarding Menthol Force. In your opinion, what sets the Force apart from other programs similar?
We're very inspired by the front runners such as Nori, Moss Earth, KlimaDAO, and so on. So we're looking through their eyes and gathering their amazing work process and combining them with our research, development, and our community to make the most successful refi project out there.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Every time I hear you speak, I feel inspired. So thank you. Well done. It's very commendable, and it's always so inspiring. Before we move on to Amir, it looks like Miche is here. She is our carbon expert. Half of the time I really don't understand what she's saying, but she explains things in such a simple way that even I feel like I can be a carbon expert one day. Hello, Miche. Take it away if you want to give us a brief intro. Hey, everyone. Can everyone hear me okay? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. My name is Miche. I recently joined Menthol. My background, chemical engineering for my bachelor's and master's in environmental engineering, and I have a growing passion for data science, and more so within the last 2 years or so in Web3. Previously, I was at different companies, top companies, where most of my work was in the realm of carbon accounting, carbon methodologies, carbon removal, selection, and carbon scoping. So really been working at that forefront for some years now. And so I left corporate America and now joined Menthol in a part-time capacity. And as well as I do consulting really at the intersection of sustainability, energy, and tech. So why I really joined Menthol is because I really see and agree with the vision and the expertise that everyone has. I'm so amazed by the team members here. We are all leaders in the space, and just really looking forward right now to helping for us to be part of the community as a whole with the refi in the space. But again, as of right now, my main focus is going to be calculation, methodology, etc., and really helping us at Menthol to be leaders in the space. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to follow me, or DM me, and looking forward to having you guys part of Menthol as well if you guys are interested in the fight for the ambassador program. Awesome. Thank you so much, Miche. Menthol Protocol is very grateful to have you, and your experience is second to none. So thank you so much for joining us. And as Miche said, follow, ask her any questions, send her a DM. You would gain a lot of useful knowledge just speaking to her. Awesome. Thank you, Miche. Okay, Amir, the floor is yours.
Thanks a lot, Ashley. So I know we are calling again from an international round, South America, North America. I'm tuning in from Berlin. Actually, tonight I'll leave to my hometown in the southwest of Germany. I thank all of you for coming together and listening to Menthol Protocol's 5th episode. A special thank you to Ashley, who always does the nice introductions and moderation. Daniel, thanks for your inspiring talks. I also get re-inspired after listening to you, so I can join in with Ashley here. And Miche, it's such a pleasure having you on board. I'm very grateful that we had the chance to meet through events and through side connections. And today I'm super excited to talk a little bit about Menthol Protocol, go a bit more into the features. But maybe before that, I would like to do a short recap on Web3, on regenerative finance and what regeneration is as a foundation to talk about Menthol Protocol's vision, mission, and amazing feature ecosystem. After that, if the time allows, I would like to talk very shortly about our upcoming beta release. We are super excited to launch our first 50 Coolpools together, as Daniel mentioned, with our amazing partners. So we are nothing without our partners. We try to enable and to allow the different ecosystem participants to create meaningful impact, and we want to allow easy access on the demand side for that. That's basically the agenda for the remaining 10-15 minutes. In case anybody has questions, I'll also ask at the end of our space. Please feel free to step in. We've got quite a few listeners here. If not, I'm happy to jump in and talk about Menthol Protocol. So I'll give you the chance at the end, and you can also interrupt me. Happy for that. So taking a look at a short recap of Web3, what does it actually mean? We had an elaborate explanation on that in our first few Twitter spaces. We understand that Web3 is an evolution from a technological perspective, which involves economy, finance, and community, accelerating the use of tech for scalable solutions. Web3 brings along a few different innovations, of which one is tokenization, allowing to transfer physical objects, but also all kinds of different objects can be tokenized, as we know, but to bring them and bridge them to the digital sphere, where we can unleash new innovations around automation in the traditional IT, But now with the rise of Bitcoin and Web3, other currencies allowing financial systems to evolve, we've got new possibilities to bring also liquidity into the market next to automation, which just mentioned, and this, of course, on a very trusted public system. So those are important points which are being addressed by the current market. Taking a specific look at the carbon offsetting market, I think we'll have another Twitter space and talk about general challenges we have in this market, challenges which are trying to be addressed through us as well. That also brings us maybe to the term regenerative finance. We also talked about how this differs from traditional finance. I'm repeating this so we all form a common understanding, and always happy to learn things from you. So feel free to have further comments on different definitions and different perspectives. So regenerative finance differs from traditional finance in its ethics, in its fundamentals, and in its strategies. Whereas traditional finance is for short-term exploitation and value extraction, accumulating wealth, seeing the money as the cash as end of and not as a mean to an end. This has enabled certain patterns to hold, which have hurt not only the environment very much, but I think we know also many other areas. So the regenerative finance approach is specifically taking into account stakeholder Mother Earth and allowing, instead of accumulative and short-term oriented systems, circular systems to evolve, seeing money as the mean towards an end, whereas the end is a happy stakeholder, including Mother Earth. So it's a beautiful approach. I loved to dive into refi, coming rather from a business, economy, and Web3 background. When talking about regeneration as a last point before jumping into Menthol Protocol, there's one main concept which we have to keep in mind over here. So if we are sustainable, we gear towards keeping the same value over time, whereas regeneration goes one step ahead. It allows us to accumulate more value over time. So this is very much needed in respect of climate action, and is in respect of having a positive climate balance sheet. We know that we're in a golden hour. We know that much time left. 5 to 7 years are like numbers which are out there, right? Which are goals. So to reduce the carbon footprint heavily. So I think this is a good foundation to talk about Menthol Protocol. So our vision is to make regeneration accessible, affordable, and integrated into everybody's life. That's what we will come to a bit later. We want to coolpool the world. Coolpool is something you'll hear a bit more often, if not already have heard it here and there. A coolpool represents an individual or an organization. We're starting with Web3 individuals and organizations, but we are looking very much forward to go into the non-Web3 world, where a coolpool will basically hold the information of the carbon footprint of that individual organization. It will hold the settings which the individual organization chose. So do we want to be just sustainable, which we of course do not want? That's our minimum setting though. Or do you want to actually be regenerative and offset your carbon footprint by 1000%? I think instead of spending so much money into marketing, they should rather redirect it into sensible purposes. And this is definitely one. When going one step ahead and looking at the challenges we have at mind, we already discussed that we've got the global climate crisis, and we also discussed that blockchain seeks for use cases where they can allow the stakeholders to align towards a common goal. And looking a bit further into the problems of the carbon offsetting market. So if we want to really come into regenerative state, we have to calculate our remaining carbon footprint. We have to offset it through the purchase of carbon credits. Also other impact tokens like biodiversity credits are coming out. Also, we know that carbon credits have different categories which allow a different depth of measurement and also different depth of impact. So next to the calculation, it's also tough to find trustable sources. It takes a lot of time and effort to go over this process, Companies would have to have a department for that. Individuals would have to spend a lot of time with that. So this process of calculating emissions and offsetting it is something which Menthol Protocol is tackling head on. Our 3 steps include calculating on-chain energy emissions as a start. Here, Miche will be leading together also with Mo, our CTO from the team, working on different methodologies out here, comparing them and actually allowing the crowd wisdom to come up and to provide Menthol Protocol with the best solution out there, so we can average a few different methodologies which have been curated. We're looking forward to that for Miche not only supporting us in the team of Menthol Protocol, but supporting and bringing value and our deep expertise and professionalism also into the refi space regarding carbon accounting, but also carbon expertise in general. The second point, after calculating on-chain emissions, which Menthol Protocol all allows with a few clicks, right? We make it super easy for anybody to do so, is curating high impact tokens. So that's where we partner with awesome projects. We've got also Nori, or at least we had before. Yes, we've got Nori also on board. So thanks for that. Thanks also for your lovely support, and so excited to be allowed to support you guys with the calculation of the on-chain emissions of basically customers, as well as procuring in real time those carbon credits. Real time is here, I mean the purchase of carbon credits, the offsetting, and actually the impact of the carbon credit on the environment. If that's real time, this always depends on the category. So we are so happy also to have Miche for this very other important step, namely the curation of different assets on board, and strive to build a great solution. So let me just explain how does it actually work. How does Menthol Protocol work? We claim within a few minutes you can set up your account and become climate positive forever. So how does this actually work? I just see that we have 3 minutes left, but we'll definitely go a little bit longer. So I guess another 8 minutes we'll talk. If that's okay, we'll keep it a bit longer. Otherwise, I'll hurry up. But let's come to the easy part of how does Menthol Protocol work. After connecting a wallet, one merely has to define 3 settings. Firstly, and that's the Coolpool, right? Representing yourself. You set your climate target, 100% carbon neutral, which we do not want to see compared to 1000% climate positive, of course. You copy paste the smart contract addresses into it. We've got a no-code integration approach. We use this to calculate your on-chain emissions. And thirdly, we allow you to stake or deposit either directly impact tokens, which are consumed over the time according to your carbon footprint and your settings, or by depositing cash and allowing us to buy from different exchanges or from the suppliers directly those carbon credits for you. So this Coolpool holds all of those important settings. They will be visible in a leaderboard, basically allowing you to search for different NFT projects, gamify projects, categorize also along different chains, and actually see their climate impact and how climate positive they are. So the whole process of then moving up the leaderboard is managed by the Coolbot. Once activated, once cash is inside, the Coolbot will take over and automate this whole process on a daily, on a weekly basis. We are socializing all of the automation costs among all users, and we're making it accessible within a few clicks. So that's how we try to live up to our vision and mission. I just want to take the time to talk about 2 further features. CoolSafe will allow generated interest staked in the Coolpool to be used for purchasing carbon credits. So this is a kind of passive climate positive action we allow. We plug into different low risk yield bearing protocols, for example Aave, and allow this feature. So dApps and L1s, for example, can just create a Coolpool one time, stake the money there one time, because the generated interest will be used to offset future emissions, and they will never have to literally touch this Coolpool and be climate positive forever. So to even enhance this and amplify the effect of climate positivity and sparking this in different communities, we are happy for our crowdfund sustainability feature. So we allow anybody and everybody will actually have a view on the Coolpools they have been funding, they have been participating. We'll highly incentivize the communities and also rank the Coolpools according to actually how decentral their climate positivity action is. We'll talk more about the mechanisms here and how we create a strong incentive for those communities to kickstart the climate positivity. So I think I talked about different features, and now we've got actually not so much time left to keep the original 30 minutes. I would love to ask you again, do you have any questions? Would you like to step up? Before finishing, I still would love to talk very shortly about our beta launch coming up. I think that's one of the most exciting steps. So does anybody have questions in respect of Menthol Protocol, and maybe regarding also Daniel points, which he was bringing up? If not, I'll be happy to jump into it. So we will start with, in our beta release, with 50 Coolpools representing different projects across different categories, allowing them to offset their carbon footprint and monitor their carbon footprint and offset that. We are very excited to have a very interesting funnel through our investors, Republic and LD Capital, with big portfolios and good reach into great projects. But we also have ambitiously created our own internal top 50 list, which we will share with you. The cool thing about Menthol Protocol, right? It's all permissionless. Even if the projects do not want to push climate positivity right now, maybe the community can take over and do so. So we've got some really fun approaches coming there, and are looking forward to the decentralized refi movement, unleashing all of the lovely projects such as Nori or Flow Carbon, who have believed in us very early and have been supportive. So we are so happy to get started soon. That was the last part which I wanted to mention.
Awesome.
Are there any other points? Ashley, feel free to take over. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Thank you, Amir, for the very detailed explanation of Menthol's features, partnerships, the Coolpools, and the 50 that are about to come during beta. Miche, thank you so much. So lovely to have you here, as usual, our carbon expert. And last but not least, Daniel, thank you so much for going to detail about Web3 climate change, and as we revisited last week's Twitter space today as well. Please don't forget to tune in every Friday. Next week we'll be here, same time, same place, and we are so grateful for everyone listening in. And we also have Mert on the line here, and he's our process improvement guru over at Menthol. So thanks for tuning in, Mert. I don't have anything else. Amir, Daniel?
Not from my side. Thanks a lot, and a high five to the heart back to Nori. Oh, I also see Pixel there from Polygon, so that's one we got.
Yeah, Pixel. Yeah, Pixel, Nori, yeah, amazing. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for our community, for the help and support in every Twitter Spaces, and thank you for everything.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye. Cheers.
Bye. Thank you.